What's up, hockey fans? Welcome back to the HW Hockey YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a developing story that's creating a lot of buzz in the NHL, and especially among Philadelphia Flyers fans. There were recent reports suggesting that Russian forward Maxim Shabanov had already reached a deal with the Flyers, but not so fast. According to an article by Sergei Demidov, which we'll have linked in the episode description below, a deal is far from done. So let's break down what we know, what we don't know, and what this means for the Flyers and for other teams who could be in the mix. Maxim Shabanov is a 24-year-old winger coming off an impressive season with Tractor in the KHL. Over 65 games, he scored 23 goals and added 47 assists. Good for 70 points. That's production that you don't overlook. He was also a finalist for the KHL's MVP award, and for good reason. Shabanov blends skill and hockey IQ with a consistent motor, and is one of the most NHL-ready Russian free agents this offseason. Because of his age, any NHL contract he signs will be a one-year, two-way deal, a low-risk, potentially high-reward move for any team willing to give him a shot. So where did this Flyers talk come from? Last week, a report out of Russia, specifically from the outlet Sport Express, claimed that Shabanov had already agreed to terms with Philadelphia. But his agent, Alexander Chernik, quickly shot that down in an interview with the RG Media. Here's a quote from the article. "We're still in the process of talking with teams," Chernik said. "Right now, we're waiting for the draft because that's when trades happen and team situations change. Then free agency will open. We want to see how the league landscape looks, as it's not just a fast process." Translation: the Flyers may have had discussions, but there's no deal in place yet. Chernik also emphasized that having conversations doesn't mean anything is finalized. So while Philadelphia may be in the mix, they're definitely not the only ones. This also isn't the first time Chernik has taken this kind of approach with a client. He also represents Maxim Shabanov, now with the New York Islanders, and referenced how that negotiation played out. That process involved talks with multiple teams over a long period, with negotiations ebbing and flowing as rosters and cap space changed. Chernik expects the same kind of drawn-out decision-making for Shabanov. And it makes sense. With the NHL draft around the corner and free agency opening soon after, rosters across the league are in flux. GMs are trying to make trades, clear cap space, and address key needs. That means more opportunities for a player like Shabanov to land in a favorable spot. One important detail is Shabanov isn't just chasing an NHL paycheck or a flashy market. According to his agent, he's more interested in the hockey situation. The city itself is not a priority for him, Chernik said. He wants to consider everything, including the coaching staff. That tells us that he's looking for the right fit, not just the first offer. He wants to know how he'll be used, what kind of system the team runs, and whether there's a path to NHL minutes. That could give a team like the Flyers, currently rebuilding with young talent and looking for cost-effective options, a legitimate edge. But they're going to have to be patient because Shabanov isn't rushing into anything. So let's talk about value, because the rules around his age, Shabanov's first NHL contract will be a one-year, two-way deal, and that makes him incredibly appealing. Why? Because teams can bring him over at virtually no cap risk. If it doesn't work out, they can move on. And if it does work out, he can become a middle six forward or better. They found a gem for next to nothing. This opens the door not just for Philadelphia, but for teams like Buffalo, Columbus, or even playoff hopefuls looking to bolster depth without big spending. So what's the takeaway? Maxim Shabanov isn't signed with the Flyers, at least not yet. But they're very much in the conversation. His agent is playing the long game, waiting to see how the NHL draft and free agency shake out before making any final decision. And honestly, that's the smart play. So whether Shabanov ends up in Philly or somewhere else, he's a name worth watching this summer. The skill, the production, and the low-risk contract make him one of the more intriguing international players currently on the market. So what do you think? Do you want the Flyers to sign Shabanov? And do you think he can be a fit in Philadelphia? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe for more NHL breakdowns and draft content coming your way all off season long. Thank you for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide, and we'll see you next time on HW Hockey.